Clips, clips.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not
Tonight at 11.
InfoWars Nightly News, where the
It's a
answer
plan!
to 1984 is
I'm not a slave. I've broken the conditioning. It doesn't work on me.
$19.95, plus shipping and handling. But the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Clips, clips.
Alrighty, YouTube's another one of Kips Clips, and welcome to not the InfoWars Nightly News, the original alternative look at the so-called alternative media, skeptical about the skeptics, and watch the motherfucking Watchmen, because somebody's got to do it. My camera's going crazy for some reason. So welcome, sorry for the no-show last Tuesday, it doesn't happen that often, but it's very hard to take that out of context. It's very hard to continuously talk about shit that gets your blood boiling and just makes you scratch your head like, oh god, are the masses really that dumbed down? But anyway, so it can get disheartening and stuff. So, like everything, take a break, take a breath, re-energise and come back at it with vigour. So welcome one and all, hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight. Make sure, if you do appreciate not the InfoWars Nightly News, make sure you thumbs it up. Share it with your friends, family and foes using the buttons below. Help the programme and the channel grow. Need to rely on you guys. The cross promotion on the YouTubes is gone now, so you need to kind of rely on self-promotion. There's a Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. If you appreciate anything I do, consider using the Patreon and PayPal buttons. If you get any value from the stuff I do, it's digital busking, everything's available free of charge and accessible to everybody. But if you appreciate it, consider throwing in a buck or two in the digital bonnet down below. That's a digitally busk. So in the evening one and all. So tonight is always a journey through the so-called alternative media, trying to see if there are agendas going on by parties who claim to be independent. And I've got a beauty for these tonight. Mark Dice and the No Agenda show. I mean, these people are polar opposites of the vacuum cleaner. You know, the Truth Industrial Complex vacuum cleaner that has many different bristles in its big brush, wanting to sweep every little crumb up. So they've got every freak of the circus in that brush to sweep these all up. So the No Agenda is over here. Mark Dice, completely different spectrum. You think they'd never cross paths. And literally, verbatim, they're doing the same shit. Now, I can only imagine how much this stuff has been propagated left, right and centre by people claiming it was theirs. Hey Joe, you know what happened? Aye, Harry. Passing it off as their own shit. That's the idea behind propaganda. You hear something you think's clever, and try and par it off as your own. Have you done it? Have you? Anyway, so it's a beauty, and it's almost as good as the one that was doing the Truth Industrial Complex rounds about the mainstream media. You know, when it showed you like 20 different programmes saying the same shit verbatim, and they were all like, oh, look how independent the mainstream media is, the mainstream media. And then at the same time, all the alternative independent media are saying the exact same shit, pretty much the exact same script, with just some different characters flown in. But anyway, so it's worthwhile taking a real alternative look at the so-called alternative media. The rules that they teach you to apply to the mainstream media so you lose confidence in it, apply the same rules to them and see how long their politics survive. The double standards, hypocrisies will slowly start to reveal themselves to you. I think the No Agenda show was one of the biggest tools along the way that I learned how to actually analyse mainstream media. The problem is, I started using the things that they fucking taught me on the alternative media as well. Like, hold on a second, it's the exact same shit. Oh, this is like BBC came to the internet and Bob the Builder's shed because it looks so convincing and authentic. Anyway, so welcome one and all to tonight's show, if I can find the button I'm looking for. There is a live hangout and my Skype details are down below. I'm obviously later on after I've went through a wee journey of the other Truth for Industrial Complex members, I'll be touching on Tommy Titbag Storm. How can you not? And if anybody wants to bring up a coherent argument why they think Tommy Robinson should be above the law while saying that they're doing shit to protect the rule of law. I hate that Sharia law. It should be British courts law all the way. So, that Sharia law bad. British courts good. And then they screw over their leader. So that's a conspiracy. They're getting on my politics. I know about politics. I learned everything I need to know about politics from Lawrence Sutherland and Tommy Robinson. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I listened to Lawrence Sutherland's politics for a good couple hours solid, you know. Ooh. Anyway, so in the evening one and all, there's Big Marty in as well. So FreeDUMB, Tom, Martin, Blazing, God, anyway, it's easier doing that. Pete, Globe, how you doing? Rick in the house, how you doing, gents? The Real UK, True, Mr. Brown, In the Town, Sheeps and Neeps, Society of the Spectre, aka Gary, Apple, Charlotte, how you doing, Charlotte, in the evening? A Safety Man, how you doing, buddy? McVicar, how you doing, my man? And that's in Emsra, Awakened, how you doing, Emsra? And Quishy Giff was in earlier, so hopefully everybody will catch up on it sooner or later. Remember, there is a link down below for a hangout, so if anybody does want to, I'll open the hangout will remain open after the live show as well if anybody wants to get involved off there, but during the show, if anybody wants to bring up any particular points, not just hang around, because I do have shit I want to get through and it can be quite distracting to fucking do that as well, but if there's points or anything, at any point anybody wants to interject, feel free. And then at the end of the show, I'll open up the hangout. So thanks for joining everybody. There's exclusive exposure for Truth as well. Make sure you take out Big Martin's channel as well. So in the evening, one and all. So for bits and chits and giggles, and as if this, look, we've scripted it, and as coincidence would have it, from last week's show, there's my notes from last week. Which, when I was trying to sort them out, I was like, I've watched too much Tommy Robinson, and ran away from my computer for a few days. Fucking aye. So, I did actually get everything organised for the show, but I'll go into wee bits and bobs, but I did want to start off with this. This was something Martin shared, and I found fucking hilarious. I'd never seen this thing. It's a wee bit before my time, but it was quite funny. Woo! Copyright, right! Woo! Obviously hadn't heard about fucking sound equalisers and producing... It's Tommy Robinson!
Do you want to join?
Everybody thinks Tommy Robinson modelled himself on Tommy Robinson. I know that sounds mental, but because Tommy Robinson isn't Tommy Robinson, would the real Tommy Robinson please stand up? And that's who Tommy Robinson, that's who I thought Tommy Robinson modelled himself on, that's why he called him Tommy Robinson, after the real Tommy Robinson. But no, it's actually after this guy. And this must have been comedy shoulder 91. Fuck's sake, how dated does this look? But anyway, let's have a wee shifty.
The BNP.
That ain't so funny now, is it? Let's say that was in 91, so 20 years later or whatnot. There's now actual like token blacks rocking up going, hey, I'm going to protect this country from these invading marauders, yeah? Hey, Token, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Sorry couldn't get through.
Are you sure?
It looks like Tommy
We
Robbins.
want to join you. Yeah.
All right then. I'll have to ask you a few questions. Are you willing to work hard to rebuild and make Britain great again?
No.
Make Britain great again?
We believe that's for others to do, while we, as members of the BNP, get drunk and sing racist songs very badly.
Oh, Tommy!
Why do you want to join us?
Because you've got a brilliant team spirit. Coach parties, booze ups, continental networking, not to mention the smashing up of foreign towns.
So you've done your own work then? Right. You are at a cricket match between England and the West Indies. Who do you support?
Easy. Millwall.
Football. England v Cameroons.
England.
Why?
Paul Parker.
Yeah.
Paul Lynch.
Yeah.
Desi Walker.
Tommy!
But you're not one of us.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Comics.
Oh, right! God, you had me fooled for a minute there.
No. Confederation of Original Man Immigration Control Service.
We'd like to know your immigration status on this planet. Where do you come from?
Thamesmead. South London. Where all the great whites come from. You can't do this to me. I'm British. I'm white.
So?
So, we were here first.
Where?
Everywhere.
Where?
Oh, America. India. Africa. Well, England anyway.
Tactius, the Roman scribe, said that the people that were here on his arrival were black.
David McRitchie, historian, said the same thing. Archaeologists Gerald Macy and Godfrey Higgins came to the same conclusion. And
Well, you get the point. I'll probably get copyright strike now, but who cares? It was worth a wee bit of comedy to start the show off with. Right, so I'll go into the stuff I've got prepared for tonight, and then I can go back into some wee bits and bobs that I did have prepared for last week. So, Israel's far right, and again, it's you're seeing a lot of information about Israel's far right coming through Western liberal media, whereas before you wouldn't. And if you don't know, there's a fracture in the political landscape in Israel, just like there is every other fucking country in the world right now. And the left and the right are duking it out. And right now, the far right Trump of Israel is knitting nut job. And you best remember, I think it serves people well to remember that Israel isn't a single entity, Britain isn't a single entity, America isn't a single entity. What we're witnessing just now isn't World War II and country against country. Behind the scenes, there's alliances behind the scenes, and there's even fracturing of those alliances. As the world has grew smaller, let's say economically speaking, and everything, as the technology grows and the ability to travel and stuff, the elite scumbags above us, how's a good way to explain this? They're more likely to bump heads as it becomes easier for people to extend their greed, conquer new lands, new silver, new plunder, new territory. I mean, why the fuck not? That's what fucking these cunts have been doing since they fucking woke up one morning. I'm gonna go and fucking take that. Anyway, how is it? Well, this is 10 minutes long. Again, they must have learned this for Rangers and Celtic. You know, Rangers never signed a Catholic player until mid-80s. Graham Souness and Mo Johnson. I think I can't say this categorically, but I think Celtic were roughly the same up until a point. But I don't have any details, but I know Rangers didn't sign Roman Catholics. Here's the Jewish side that only signs Jews. But that's to be expected in a country that relies on racist, far-right nationalist elements for its survival. Its literal survival. If there was too much left-wing fucking morons in Israel, it would just go... Not that I'm saying it'd be not that I'm saying I even get a dog in the fight when it comes to that. But you can understand... you can understand... Is that the right word I want to use? You can... It's predictable. It's predictable behaviour from a state like Israel to foster the extreme right and nationalism in their country for the sole purpose of survival. And this is the result of it. Fucking one of the most racist nations on the planet, while all the time standing there going, the whole world hates us, we're not racist, you are. No. Every cunt's got fucking small-minded, bigoted fucking bozos in them. Anyway, so, just noteworthy, I think, that you now see the Western, that's coming from The Guardian, pointing in the direction of these realities of what is happening in Israel. Or, sorry, the state of Israeli politics, or the elements which exist in Israel to allow what's happening in Gaza, what's happening in the West Bank, the creation of that fucking place, the 60 war and fuck's sake, what was that, 64 or 66? Shit, brain fart and a half. Right, but when you go and look at these murder squads, these death squads that were getting fucking sent into villages and all that, then just the terrorism, was it the King George or the King James? Fuck. All melts into one after a while, but if you go and check into the events that took place and what people done and had to do for their masters to create this fucking hellhole. Now, I'll say something that people might not understand and might even, you're a shell, you're this, you're that. I don't really care anymore, man. It's what you're trying to observe here. Now, a lot of people are aware that it's Rothschild that created this. That was kind of the signator to creating the Jewish only state. Now, let's say you don't give a fuck about any religion. Let's just say you're an elite scumbag and you see religion as a pawn to move about the chessboard to manipulate masses of people. Let's just say that exists. Let's say somebody thinks he's above all this shite that gets millions of people malleable enough to kill each other for a few fucking baldy fucking rich bastards, right? Let's say that's a possibility. So let's say Rothschild's in that wee cabal. In fact, let's think of the cabal above Rothschild, because everybody points at the Jews and they're like, every Jew's a banker, or all bankers are Jews, right? Undeniable observation. Now, let me think here. I'm the Jews and I'm taking over the world and I run every fucking bank, and the whole world is going, the Jews are taking over the fucking world, they own all the fucking banks, we hate the fucking banks. Right, see a sensible man, and I don't think Jews are stupid, they would go, let's create a front company, a front person, a patsy, if you will. Let's pay somebody handsomely a lot of money for them to basically stand between us and what we're doing, so that we have somewhat of a firewall, a protection, let's say. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Right, but just take away all the names and all the players and everybody you've been told to hate, the football strips, the proddies, the Catholics, the muzzies, the Jews, and any other fucking form of retard. Oh, the Mormons, you can't forget the fucking, the Mormons, fucking spaceships and all sorts. Every form of fucking stupidity out there. Now, remove all the names and just think of it like objectively about what's happening here. I'm going to hedge my, right, because look at the Jews, right? everybody thinks the Jews have took over the world. I don't. I think they've been the fucking elite scumbags of the world, bitches, for hundreds of years. And the elite scumbags of the world went, Jews here, Jews there. You know, right, let's say the Jews, they're bankers. They're good with a fucking abacus. They're good with their mind. That would be your stereotypical view of your Christian king back in the day of Christendom. When, coincidentally, Jews were getting moved about, fucking told to count this pile of gold, move that pound of gold over there, you're allowed to do this, you're allowed to do that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, getting moved all over Christendom. And the Jews are just like, whoa, fucking hell, we ain't getting an army. We can't do shit. You're gonna fucking kill us if we fucking put up a fight. So, I'm not saying they're Christians, I'm not saying it's the Christians, I'm not saying it's the Jesuits, I'm not saying it's the Masons, I'm not saying it's the Jews, I'm not saying it's the Muslims, I'm not saying it's the Muslim Brotherhood or the fucking Illuminati moon people. I'm saying it's elite fucking scumbags that have lorded over us for a long time. They got no name, they club got no number, they're the scumbags formerly known as shut your fucking mouth or your heat's coming off. Rule by fear. So call me sceptical when I see fucking the Jews running Jerusalem, recapturing Jerusalem from the Muzzies. Call me crazy to think that they wouldn't be that fucking stupid, or that if the Jews really did rule the fucking world and ruled all the banks, that they wouldn't be stupid enough to put open Jews in fucking charge of them all. I just think I think every religion is an elite person's bitch, right? Every mass religion, every single one of them, it's whoever controls that religion controls the flock. I mean, the analogies are all there for you. Fucking be your own. Look at a lot of the good shit that people said. The baby Jesus said about breaking the fucking Pharisees and getting in touch with God yourself and all that. I mean, I ain't an atheist. I ain't got time to explain the bizarre old fucking version of religion I've got in a minute. But each to their own. Every man should be their own church, religion, belief, God if you want. Do what the fuck you want. And then the natural law could apply. Don't shit in anybody else's doorstep if you don't want them to shit in yours. So, religions are used as chess pieces on the board, I believe. All religions, every single one, mass fucking operation, fucking religion. Look at the way Buddhism was used. I'm fucking going to read that shit, man. You fucking meditate until you turn into a fucking beetle. But yet, they're still getting used as this geopolitical pawn to control the areas of the world. And, this is Christianity, how many branches? There's fucking Christianity's true, why is there a million branches of it? But anyway, let's not go into the fucking illogical fallacies of religion. We'll be here a long time. So, call me crazy for not just going, it's the Jews! It's the Jews! They're just a pawn. And the pawn of their religion is getting used to move them about the geopolitical chessboard, so the people behind these entities are getting what they want. And then I would start looking at Lord Rothschild and saying, I don't think Lord Rothschild's a Mac fucking daddy. I think he's been a good slave. And good slaves get rewarded with golds and riches. And they might even, you know what I mean? I don't think Lord Rothschild, call me fucking crazy, it wouldn't be the first, but I don't think he's the head of the snake. I think he's got people above him. You know, where did the people will go and say they stole it all and fucking made it for usury and all that, right? But where did the Jews get all their capital gold to set up all these banks, right? Trace the history of banking. Lots of people would say it's the Knights Templar. Christian Teutonic Knights. Christian! Who fucking went into that area of land, and when they were there, like, hey, we've got big piles of fucking gold, bitches. And every cunt in Christendom wants to suck our balls, and everybody loves us. Hey, hey! Arrived! And then, they're looking around them, they go, those Jews are meant to be good at counting money. Hey, Jew! Come here! And fucking got the Jews to start being their abacus men. And the Knights Templars were the first international bankers. I would argue if you go and look at the signs and symbols floating around fucking the city of London, I argue they still are, or they're the entity behind the city of London. I would also argue as well, there's a lot of fucking Jews down there doing business and in banking, so on and so forth. And I still think the Jews, or the people, the elite Jew who controls the Jew, the house nigger Jew, the house nigger Jew who controls the Jews, he doesn't actually believe in the religion, he understands it's a parlour trick. He understands it's a fairy story to control people. A very good, convincing fairy story. To control fucking masses of people. So, and I believe that they're still subservient to the Christian who, if you look at the Knights Templars and the gods that they worship, aren't even Christian. So this whole religious bullshit, class of civilization shit just evaporates. Or the fact that you're anti-Semitic for hating a Jew or something like that. Jews are just a little... The Jewish religion's a fucking fart getting used, and the Jews that follow the fucking stupid religion are getting used as well. Same with the Christians and the Muslim. They're getting used as cannon fodder. The religions are getting used as brainwashing techniques to convince idiots to run towards machine gun nests. Hey! Run towards that machine gun nest. It'll be a good idea. You'll go to Van Halen. You'll go to... You know what I mean? You need to get people to believe it's cool to fucking die. Woo! And they'll just run into machine gun nests all night long. All night long. Oh yeah. All night long. Religion will fuck you. All night long. But anyway. So... Where else will you hear that shit? But it's just what you see unfolding. Soon as a fucking Illuminati monster is presented to you, like, or given a big fucking label. Jesuits, Masons, the Jews, you best sort of start thinking like, hold on a sec, this became a character in a theatre production. You know, like it's a front shop. And then look what they're actually doing, who's behind them, and how they're expendable. Let's say this apocalypse shit is wanting to get fucking somebody out there's wanting this apocalypse shit to happen. I know what we'll do. We'll pile fucking hundreds of Jews into Jerusalem and then burn the fucking place down. Crazy thing as well, if you actually go and look into, this is another weird thing that people can't understand. And I'm not pretending I understand it either, by the way. It's just anomalies in the pattern that you see. But then the more you see the anomalies, you can see how the anomalies, which is easy for me to say, actually fit into the pattern. And one of the anomalies that I've been seeing, looking into all this information, is the amount of anti-Semites that seem to be fucking at the heart, or people that are perceived to be anti-Semites that are the heart of the Zionist movement. And when I say the Zionist movement, I mean the one created in Britain. Because you could say that Zionism even had a fucking genuine sort of a air of good fucking thinking behind it at one point. But then the rich people, the rich elite scum just like, here, we'll be taking that. That's a good club. Here, we'll be using that. That's a good pawn. That's a good piece. I'll put that on my chessboard. So, sounds Van Halen. Would I say Van Halen? So, you know, a heavy metal guy or something. I'm only half reading the chat. But anyway, I don't even know if that makes any sense. But Arthur Balfour, the Scottish guy behind the Balfour Declaration, go and check him, right? He was known to be a fucking open Jew hater. Right? Or like one of those characters, if you know what I mean, like an anti-Semite, some might say. Who knows if it was propaganda for back in the day? I'm not wise enough man to know. But there are pointings to the mob that created Zionism and then thus piled Jews into this big kill zone. Might not actually have the fucking best interests of the Jews at heart. Let's say they're using Jews, like, let's say you're a Christian and you want to control Israel, but you don't want people to know Israel's under Christian control because they'll know the Christians are stealing it from themselves. Well, what if you usurp the weakest religion that might have a claim to that area of land? Judaism. And use the Jews as a battering ram to get the Christians into that area of land. Just throwing out ideas here, and not this polarised version of they're good, they're bad that we get. Anyway, so ran over, bit of a tangent and all, but I think it was worth it to try and explain that shit. So anyway, that was what was happening. The far right in Israel. Searching for that there. Now, been talking about the South Africa. There's a big star of David. White farmers live in fear of attack. Katie Hopkins has been down there. I mean, can you see the pattern emerging now? Now, Rupert Murdoch's soon to be Sky News apparently, but there's a bidding war. Stay tuned for that shit. Is now down there covering the. Oh, well, they've not called it the white genocide. They've went a wee bit light on the genocide. Katie Hopkins and the rebel media's calling it the white genocide, and all the other nationalist morons. Make Britain great again by saving South African farmers. Yes, it makes perfect sense. Make Britain great again by saving South African farmers. We'll go into that guy later on. But no need to really. You see the big star of David bouncing about, right? These were the guys that were Katie Hopkins doing all that stupid stuff and all that. The landowners of the British Empire of South Africa and Israel. So this is why I'm trying to say you can't blame the Jews for fucking Israel. It lies at the fucking Queen, the Parliament, Britain, right? And put that in the context of, let's say, argue World War I and World War II was all about the British Empire ousting the Ottoman Empire. I know I'm going into a lot here, but try and stay with me. This is all the training that Tommy Robinson and all that done over in Israel and shit. That's why Tommy walks about like he can knock any cunt out, because he's had fucking combat training and all that. A wee midget like him needs it. But, and his big fucking sloth, hey you guys, cousin, whatever his name is. But I've been talking about the South African agenda for fuck knows how many months now. You see it dripping through. First it's the alt-right, then it's the independent media. Now it's Sky News. Anyway, just saying, I think there's some South Africa agenda in here as well, if my memory serves me correct. Rocking Just for Men, Paul Joseph Watson's
gateway to
Paul Joseph Watson's agenda. I want to poke. I will poke fun at this guy because he's just part of the. I bet she's a beautiful guy. Honestly, I bet she's a beautiful guy. Nothing against him, but hey, he's on the YouTubes. He's cannon fodder to poke fun at, especially when he can't do his roots. But it's all right. Calm down. You can't see his grey bits again. He's either filled it in with his biro or his mascara. Or he's just changed the lighting so you can't see it. But now he's struggling to read his script he's got in front of him again. And this guy just goes into a whole diatribe and just basically rhymes and repeats what Paul Joseph Watson says.
Sell. As somewhat of a YouTube veteran.
And again, right, like, I don't know if he's noticed, see this shite, like, it took me ages to figure it out. At first, when you get into the truth or into the conspiracy world and the truth or industrial complex, and I mean this for day one, I noticed was like, where's all this sort of a disdain, hatred, and for women, right? And I didn't understand it because even back then I still loved women, you know what I mean? But even though I was in the pure depths of a fucking mental breakdown getting filled in with YouTube videos, I still was like, good woman presented herself in front of me, grab it with 10 hands. Really, you would notice out there'd be this disdain, like, ha, girlfriends, stinky girl, they only get in the way of you learning the truth. They don't understand the truther movement and all that, which I found very weird. But anyway. And you continuously see the propagation of material along that way. I don't know about you guys. Can you, or girls, can you not go about your daily business without fucking looking at man, woman, black, white, some sort of liberal disease? Anybody, like, without looking at them as some sort of parasite or dehumanise them because of what they believe in? Because if you don't, what you'll find, you'll conduct yourself in a friendlier manner, and you'll get on with people. People tend to get on, regardless of when you sit down and grill them about fucking politics and stuff. People get on. Anyway.
Made many accurate predictions and warnings over the years, and it was Paul Joseph Watson's video about incels that made me realise I warned about this around 4 years ago.
I am right, I am always right, I've made most successful predictions. And now I am right because I have been proven to be right by a Paul Joseph Watson video.
In this video,
I don't know if it's only me that finds this fucking
going to kick this hornet's nest of a subject once more, undoubtedly garnering negative attention from one of the most toxic sections of the internet. Before proceeding, let's put this...
it is the feminists? Let's demonise the feminists. Don't put the pussy on a pedestal, put it in the rubbish bin.
Video in context. On the 23rd of April 2018, a male by the name of Alec Minassian ploughed a rental van into pedestrians, killing 10 and injuring 16. He was then arrested after trying to provoke a police officer into killing him.
Oh, I've all seen that video. What the fuck's this got to do with Slice of Teas? But anyway, I don't know, mate, you should stick to colouring your roots. But again, he just goes on to parrot what Paul Joseph Watson saying. And I genuinely don't even think this guy knows what he's doing. He thinks he's in the F.E.A.R community, fighting for the truth, fighting the globalists, and he's spreading the truth, he's sharing the truth. And all he's doing is like pointing people down a fucking polarising political route. And again, this standing on its own, just a guy commenting about a news story. But if you monitor their output continuously, right? And the analogies again of if somebody isn't even got a Rangers top on, but they're continuously telling you how shite Celtic are, right? You got to start smelling a rat, right? Because these people are all they're doing is demonising one or the other. It's the feminists. It's the liberals. It's the social justice warriors. I never knew what a fucking social justice warrior was until YouTube told me. Then I started seeing them. And that's exactly what happened with chemtrails. I never seen chemtrails till YouTube did, and then I couldn't stop seeing them. Right? That's fucking clever trickery. But anyway, I just wanted to point out he's just rocking Paul Joseph Watson's agenda. Alright, this is I just love taking the piss out of this guy. I don't know. Again, bet she's a lovely, lovely, lovely dude.
A shadowy flight into the dangerous world.
Oh! Hold on. Hold on, I missed the chinky tits. Can he miss the chinky tits? Oh, hold on. Oh, baby man, check that fucking visual. Chinky tits draped in a cross. Oh! Love it! Love it! Trump Mafia, bro. #1. And here's just the wee random, probably copyright free, fucking semi-sexy little wee chunky little chick. Even though they're probably Japanese, but hey, potato patata, same thing, sort of, we get the idea. Trump Mafia, yeah, here we go. Hi boys, try and tell if I've got my vagina strap on today.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, it's me. Fucking hell.
Welcome to Trump
Welcome to
Mafia. Now, Ben Rhodes
Do you think this is a real boy?
The speechwriter for Barack Hussein Obama, who had some fancy title like Deputy National Security Strategist.
Right, and again, it gets into the InfoWars. They're bad! Attacking all Trump's enemies while forgetting about everybody Trump isn't telling them is bad. And they can't see it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm seeing the Jesus and toast. I'm open to that possibility. Now, I pointed out a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, about the analytics, not Cambridge Analytica, but the analytics, the data that's out there. It came from OkCupid. It was doing the rounds in the alt-right about your typical white male having yellow fever, right? It's called market research. If you're trying to reach a demographic, right, you do this and then you fucking tailor your product to suit what they want and it sells more, right? This isn't magic. It's known fucking processes. Wrong word, but anyway. So, Trump Mafia Chinky Tits is doing it here. And here we've got Ned Flanders. Right, trips. Not a word. He did actually, he said a word and it was a word. And then he went, is that a word? Is that a word? Now, I'll be honest. I know a lot of Glaswegians. I think he's playing stupid. You know, like, you know these fucking morons you would get on reality TV, like Jade, Goodyear, Blimp, Goody or whatever her name is, right, for Big Brother. And you seen this propagation of these programmes that would promote people for being thick as shit. But watching those people that were thick as shit was funny as fuck. So they became really popular and became reality TV stars. Oh, look how stupid she is. She doesn't know what a fucking continent Britain's on. And then you seen these people like fucking just propagating everywhere. Dumbed down motherfuckers who think it's cool to be stupid. Being stupid was made cool. Anyway, I digress, there's another rant. Bang, this fucking Ned Flanders, ha 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 ha, chinky tits, guns, and fucking Trump, yo. Oh, Ned Flanders, man, you know, I love the fucking Christian God and all that, man. But I'm a wee bit of Ned for Glasgow. So, and I did ask him straight up, what were all the chinky tits and all that, man? Eye candy. Why don't you do fucking some Harry's for Glasgow then? Bring in some of your own mob. Instead of chinky tits. It's almost as if like we. And then you hear him praising Trump and all that. I hate boys. I hate boys. You know, and these fucking women think they've got it fucking hard and all that. Right? Man. They're adding fuel to one side of the argument. Right? So they're pointing at the fucking extreme feminists and going, what a bunch of wallopers. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become an extreme anti-feminist. See extreme fucking morons that are in the minority? Leave them alone. Let them be stupid and retarded and go and play in a field or play with the traffic, even better. Don't fucking fuel the fire. Don't go up there and debate them. Aye. You know, we don't debate retardation. Anyway, sorry, so let's hear how Christina Aguilera hates boys and get your cocks out, boys. Gonna have some chinky tits.
You know, Destiny's Child, you can't get with me if you're not paying my bills. Oh, fuck. And women like this shit. And I don't want to make the argument that these songs make women hate men.
Is that a name? Is that a word?
Because they already hate men. Because then...
Women already hate men. No, I think you're saying that kind of sarky and all that, right? And that isn't what I'm pointing at. But can you not see, I don't know, I can see the blatantly obvious, just on point talking points. And I'm not just talking about this one video.
We're getting into the territory of video games cause violence and, you know, but it's just very strange coincidence that all women hear from their music is...
See, when you've watched a certain amount of YouTube, there comes like a saturation point where you've heard everything. Right? People jumble up the words, mix it around a wee bit, change a few names, relaunch it every couple of years. Flat Earth, next year it'll be Flat Mars, then it'll be the Flat Moon, then it's Nibiru fucking 10 times round, 6 suns in the sky, and you know the shit I'm talking about. Anyway, let's have a wee look. Women's greatest con? Is this guy getting any? I mean, what do you do, mate? Sit all your time fucking on the internet obsessing about how women have got the upper hand? You know, some dudes dig that at points. But, and again, like, there's the chinky tits and guns. Right? Now, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is a cunt? This guy can't stay too far away from me going with his accent. Right? He's definitely in and around Glasgow. So, you kind of get a feeling of the environment this guy's grown up in. Right? Granted, if he was, like, guns are cool because it makes you think of Alex Jones, and like, obviously it's a gun, obviously it's a woman with tits out fucking firing a gun. But the guy's obviously watched to be about too much Alex Jones or American conspiracy shit on the internet, which has brainwashed him into being an American conservative. It's mental. All these British people who are nationalists, by the way, are American patriots. Or Alex Jones wannabes. Want to live in America. Anyway. But this is Ned Flanders. I just think I love this guy.
Oh, hello, right, here we go. Dead Man Walking is been Louis the 17th is... 17th. See, that's the thing, when it's not, see when it's Roman numerals instead of just numbers, I always have to think about it. If you just wrote 17, I wouldn't have to think about it. I'm not blaming you, I'm just saying.
Shut a number. Shut a number.
So, on Twitter yesterday, Charlie Brown AU, I want to thank him for this. He says, "Good day, mate. I came across these interesting stats from a law firm, right, about divorce, right? My name's Grabber Bibby on Twitter. Please give me a follow if you're on there. I'm having fun being a Muslim. It's great fun." He said,
Grabber Bibby, and then you can obviously hear the Muslim bullshit coming out the guy's pie hole as well. Now, this guy stays in Glasgow. There is no marauding fucking Muslims in Glasgow. There is no Muslim fucking problem. There's been a few gang fucking tit for tats over the time and all that, which on the surface appear to be racial, but it isn't racial. It's gang orientated with the foot soldiers who are as dumb as a box of rocks at the bottom. White bastard, punky bastard. That's it. It isn't genuine fucking Zeke-Hal racism. It's ignorant backward bastards that are getting told with their fucking higher ups to go and carry out X, Y, and Z. Anyway, it's just interesting that when you hear people that stay from the same environment you talking so much piss, it's victims of the tick. Victims of the truth and industrial complex.
Public place, love. You're a
Again. Public place, love! I'm exercising my freedom to stick up your arse! Right, putting on a Rangers top and walking into a Celtic supporters club and going, "Here, I'm only telling you the truth. Yous lot stink!" is not freedom of speech. You are free to do it. You can do it. There will be consequences. And most reasonable person will go, "You're a fucking idiot." Just like this moron is a fucking idiot. Regardless of what side of the fence he's on, by the way. If this was the opposite side of the fence doing the exact same thing, I would say the exact same thing. Because this is not about politics. This is about idiots acting stupidly.
fascist, aren't you? No, you're a fucking fascist.
No, I'm a Brummie.
You're a fascist.
I'm a Brummie.
You're a Nazi.
Don't worry, you get another view of it. It isn't as tasty as it sounds. Look. You see, that's him there. You see his camera just get kicked out his thingy. Count down, Grandad! Count down! Count down! Anyway, there's victims of the truth industrial complex of both sides. It's just victims. She's been conned into putting a Rangers top on and walking into a Celtic fucking shop. How stupid and programmable are these people? I'm just exercising my freedom of speech. Oh yeah. Oh, RT, got to promote this shit. Even get somebody playing the bongos. War music? Yeah. War music's changed over the years, eh? It used to be the bagpipes and fucking drums going into war. Now it's fucking some fucking hippie playing the bongos somewhere. He pushed me, man! So I pushed him back! He pushed me first, sir! Please, sir! He pushed me first! They started it! They started it! They stink more than us! They stink more than us!
No matter where they're from, what they look like, or their beginnings of life.
And physically harms someone they're calling a...
Oh, I've got a man in San Antonio.
Right, now... God almighty... This is the idiocracy. Genuine idiocracy. I mean, I've often spoke about this in the sense that everything's a hoax shite that was put out on the internet, which, you know how many people's heads I made pop by calling out the fucking hoaxers for a long time. I mean, the amount of people that came and went through my channel because I say something that upsets somebody at every point. Well, they're the people that are the snowflakes of the world that just can't handle having an open adult conversation about this shit. See if you can't be open and honest and have an adult conversation about this shit without worrying about fucking little snowflakes, assholes puckering because you say you don't believe in chemtrails, then what's the point? What is the point? So, look at this retardation, right? And you can't even blame the guy. You can't even blame him. He's just listened to one too many episodes of Alex Jones and he believes him.
The comment you just made, knowing my 14-year-old daughter's laying...
You're a liar, Frank. You're a filthy liar, Frank.
You know?
You're a demon, Frank. You should be able to provide the evidence more than anybody on this...
Imagine your daughter dying, right? And you're burying your daughter. And then some fat fucking slime ball of Alex Jones fucking fan rocks up and goes, "Prove to me your daughter's dead!" I reckon if you took the guy's head off with a hatchet, you would get let off scot fucking free. In a just world you would. I think in a just world you would. That just...
Planet, this guy...
You're a demon! Alex Jones. Been listening to Alex Jones, isn't he? And all the Bible thumping fucking Christian backward fucking idiots from America. Don't worry, we have them here too. They're just a wee bit more undercover.
Should be able to provide evidence of a death that happened at this church. I go by Side Thorn, and then this is Conspiracy Granny.
Conspiracy Granny. Oh man, this is the world in which we live. Imagine going back 100 years and playing this to somebody. They'd have a heart attack.
And what we do is we go to these false flag hoaxes and we prove them wrong. This story, they supposedly 26 victims were shot and killed inside the church by a lone gunman. It's a false narrative, fake, never happened.
And we'll show you how that never happened.
Right, this is not what I want to show.
Showing that he's supposedly called Soccer.
We've had a long night.
Did play.
It's the attention of a group of to take our rights. Why?
The main player in this charade. Pick a new flyer anyway, man.
Yeah, you do that.
This is the pastor of the church, guys. The main player in this charade.
Yeah.
Because I've already had to deal with one person that didn't have a full grasp on reality, and we're scared to deal with another person that doesn't have a grasp.
Frank, would you like to put that in writing, sir, and take a polygraph right now for $100,000?
One, I don't think you have $5.
Oh, Frank, now you've got the evidence?
No different.
You got the evidence?
Than the man who came and shot
No one came to this place, you lying sack of shit government motherfucking sellout bitch. You're a demon, Frank.
And you're
a demon, and I represent the righteousness of God.
And you're a
demon
with a big mouth.
You're a demon.
The only way that I could get a trespassing warning placed.
You see the mind control of religion generally. If it's not an Allah Akbar nutbar blowing himself up, it's this fat retard on the left standing in front of a grieving dad. You're a demon, Frank! You're a demon! Man, I don't know, that sounds like fucking Southern America anyway. That guy would get away with, I think that guy should and would get away with murder if he just pulled out a gun like that. Fuck off. I'm grieving with the death of my daughter. I'm not putting up with pricks calling me a fucking demon. Here.
Against him was I had to formally warn him by voice. I had to engage with him, and so for the last month we have been trying to catch him and him not see us coming, because he would run if he knew we were coming. I'm supposing he did not realize it was me inside the vehicle that he walked up by, and I was able to get out and engage him and told him that he was no longer welcome on the property. From there he just got loud and just degrading.
The reality is you don't have a photograph of a victim, you don't have any death certificates, you don't have any birth certificates, you don't have shit, Frank. That's the reality of this.
So you're saying my daughter wasn't born?
Daughter? Where is she, man? It wasn't your daughter, you actor. How long you been involved here?
See, this right here shows you are not even remotely close to reality.
Prove it, you dumb fuck.
That is the troll tactic to a...
Right? And you can't, look, again, these people support Tommy Robinson. These are the low IQ individuals. And I'm not even saying that to like be derogatory or anything. For me, it's a clear, observable fact. Clear, observable fact. That and the fact she's got no fucking teeth and calls herself fucking conspiracy granny. And look what the internet has done to them. Now, don't want to get into word semantics and stuff, but I'll say something that will make people's arseholes twitch because we've been programmed by the truther industrial complex to make it your arsehole twitch. I would genuinely, in my wholeheartedly opinion, look at these two individuals and say that they have been radicalised by the internet. Now, what do I mean? Fuck everybody else's definition by radicalised. Right. Radicalised to me would be a very fucking quick fucking transformation in your life from one way of thinking to the other. One day you don't see chemtrails, boom, the next you do. One day you can walk down the street without going, look at all these little girls, they're all getting sexualised by the Illuminati. Next day you can't. One day you can go and watch a movie and enjoy it. Next day you can't watch a movie without seeing Illuminati, fucking pyramids and all that in it. One day, fuck's sake, these might be a couple. One day you're getting on with your life enough to fucking hook up with somebody and might be happy. The next, you're running around calling everything a hoax. Now, I learnt my lesson at the point where I had first-hand evidence of the bin lorry crash happening in Glasgow and fucking idiots on the internet. I'm talking about Jungle Surfer, but there was every ball bag, every spanner in the box out there parroting that it was a hoax and all that. You look at the blurry line here, look at the shadow. Never happened, actors. And I'm like, if you just... The penny really started to drop then. And I'm like... Then this, it's a dummy, it's fake dummies and fake prosthetics and bloods. You're like, it's in a public space with thousands of people around it. And you're trying to tell me they're putting on, it's just cost-benefit analysis. If there is the Illuminati doing these things, it's easier to fucking get one person to go and do the actual event than it is to fucking perpetrate this big hoax. And these people don't live in reality. They live in YouTube reality. One that I stayed in myself for a while. That's how I can hear their language. You're a demon, Frank. You're a demon.
Everybody, everything but the truth, everything but the facts. You ain't got nothing.
Hey. There was a day when I was younger, it would have been a lot easier to fight, especially with the way he was baiting. That's exactly what he wanted me to do. You know, he wanted that confrontation.
I'd agree with that guy. He was in his... You're a demon, Frank. Anyway.
Why give him what he wants? I've had the anger and the hate mode in my life. What brings peace is being able to step back and just rely on the Lord to give me the wherewithal.
Right, so there's some victims of the truth or industrial complex and where it can actually take you. If you're not aware that you're getting radicalised with some fucking weirdos out there on the internet putting fucking all sorts of bullshit in your head for God only knows what reasons, you can end up acting like that. I don't know. Agree, disagree. Feel free. Oh, I didn't even really watch any of this. It was just Google AI listed Republican Party as Nazism. Right, well, this is a bit of an oxymoron fucking argument, right? If it was intelligent, it wouldn't wrongly list the Republican Party as Nazism if it wasn't if they weren't Nazis. But if it's intelligent as Alex Jones and everybody wants you to tell you it is, well then they must be right, because the robots are smarter than us. And if that sentient artificial Google intelligence, which doesn't exist, is telling us the Republican Party are Nazis, must be right. And that's the Al Bundy F.E.A.R, or the AI Bundy F.E.A.R. And here's some more. What are these talking about?
More anti-conservative bias.
Anti-conservative bias. Yes, there again. 2 birds, 1 song. 2 birds, 1 song. And we'll be getting to more 2 birds, 1 songs bits in a second. This is a new guy I've been kind of recently watching, just because I've never watched him before, recently introduced, so you need to watch over the longevity and stuff to get an idea of the content they put out. And again, you can, just, well, I don't know, in my opinion, go and look at the content it puts out, and it's just like another pie hole.
O'Brien decided to give voice to the voiceless, to help the helpless.
It's just another parroting voice of the truth or industrial complex.
To reveal.
Going after the HuffPost. I'm not a fan of the HuffPost. They're clearly on the left. But this guy, clearly on the right. Now, he hasn't got a Rangers strip on, but he keeps telling you how shite Celtic are and how smelly they are. I think he's really a Rangers fan, although he doesn't admit it because he doesn't say he's alt-right or got an agenda. But all he does, and I mean all he does, is tell you how smelly Celtic are. Anti-Muslim bigotry, right-wing trolls. I mean, it's just all the same shite everywhere you go. Fucking so many wee birds in that tree, but they're only singing 1 song. This is other shite. Oh! You can't be alt-right if you don't talk about gay fucking wedding cakes. I mean, this is a beautiful analogy though. Hold on, let's see. Let's listen to him for a wee bit.
The Bake the Cake You Bigot controversy was a very polarizing issue in the United States. And it came
and all over the internet after we propagated it, because no one really gave a fuck about a gay fucking cake. But they did after Alex Jones got a hold of it. And now, what's his name? Zed or Ted or something? From Police Academy, that's who this guy is. Goldbug was right.
Shortly after the legalization of gay marriage.
Tommy Robinson.
Which in and of itself was controversial at the time. And the reason it was controversial is that gay marriage is a big thing.
The reason it was controversial is because idiots out there on the internet kept fucking talking about it and poking people with a fucking stick, when the only people that should really give a shit are the gay cake fucks.
Come from it, can gay people adopt children or not, right? So it's a big issue. And as every big issue in a democratic society, it needs to go through the Senate, through the legislative body that deals with making laws. And it turned out that...
How does Borat know that? Like, Borat as well as being Zed from... Borat is more appropriate, actually.
State by state, were taking the decision that, yes, they want to live in a society where gay people get married, and they were legislating in favor of gay marriage. But instead of waiting for all of the states to go through the process, the Supreme Court came up and said, well, turns out that
right, wake me up when the fucking fat lady
we were interpreting the Constitution in a wrong way for hundreds of years. The correct way of interpreting, the way the founding fathers wanted the Constitution to be written, was for gay people to have the right to get married.
Sorry, Borat, I'm bored. But what's your point, caller? Just gay cake. Poking you in with a gay cake stick. But it's beautiful because the alt-right are like, it's atrocious! This man was forced to bake a cake for someone else. Private individuals, private companies, and shops should have the right to decide who and who they do not do business with. Fair argument. I actually agree with that. I think clubs, private clubs, should be allowed. There should be private clubs allowed, and those private clubs should be allowed to have whatever rules, however retarded, as long as everybody enters into them, voluntary. I'm down with that. YouTube, a private company. Google, private company. Facebook, private company. Twitter, private company. Decide who they do and do not want on their platform preaching their shit, and all the alt-right get their panties in a little twist. So just by that gay cake alone, and I'm going to have my gay cake and fucking eat it here, but that just by that gay cake example alone, you can destroy these alt-right pussy boys. Anyway, I think, do you think the gay cake guy shouldn't have been forced to make a gay cake? Aye. He should have been allowed to do what he want. So you think Google and Facebook and Twitter should be able to do what they want? No. They should do what the government tells them. And we should tell the government that they should let Donald Trump and his minions spout their shit on their platform. Perfect sense, mate. Perfect sense. You know that moral compass of yours? Whoa, you've got that on point. Anyway, thank you, Screech, or Borat. But again, it's independent media? Where? Fucking show me. Show me one story that just doesn't get propagated in the Truther Industrial Complex. Who the fuck in the Truther Industrial Complex has not spoke about a fucking gay cake? Sure, don't put gay cake into my channel. No, but honestly, I honestly don't think I've ever spoke. I've spoke about it, but I've never written here. That's a story worth reporting on. Gay cakes. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough about Screech. Mark Dice and no agenda. This is beautiful.
The latest jobs report was just released, showing President Trump added 223,000 jobs last month in May, above estimates, and the unemployment rate has fallen to 3.8%, the lowest in 18 years. Black unemployment rate has hit an all-time low since they've been keeping track of it all the way back to 1972. Everybody must be thrilled that things are going so well.
I'm bored as well, man. It's American internal politics about who can piss highest up against the wall. Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump.
Employment numbers mean little to families hit with soaring new costs under the Republicans' watch. I'm sorry, you must be talking about the increased cost of health insurance thanks to Obamacare, which is why President Trump tried to repeal it.
This guy should stick to the Fox News studio because he needs that honours of that powder shit on his fat, sweaty fucking face.
But you pesky Democrats just wouldn't go along with it. This coming from the same woman who says that the millions of Americans who got $1,000 bonuses from their employers thanks to Trump's tax cuts were just given little crumbs. $1,000 crumbs.
In terms of the bonus...
A soundbite to demonise the opposition, dehumanise them.
To workers to kind of put the...
I would go down, she looks like Skeletor, and she's had far too many nose jobs route, but hey, I'm a bit different face.
$1,000 would seem like some measly little pathetic crumbs. But to the average hardworking American, $1,000 is a month or two of rent, a new washer and
Get to the fucking meat.
Or the American economy that's doing too well. Oh, and what's this? Jobs and created one.
Before. That's exactly right. W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama. Find a president of the United States talking about, tweeting about, communicating about the unemployment report before it came out. I dare you.
I will accept that challenge, CNN, and I'll bet you it won't even take me another 2 seconds to prove you wrong.
Yeah, 2 seconds because you've got editing skills. It probably took you a wee bit more to go in and go search the... Right, in fact, it didn't take him more than 2 seconds because he's in the Truther Industrial Complex and just...
Oh, wow. Right these...
Oh, shit, hold on, I need to get the timestamp. 49. See, here we go. Boom shakalaka. This has got a few talking points about the No Agenda, who obviously have the biggest agenda. Oh, man. Adam Curry's uncle is in the CIA... still in the CIA? It was a CIA head dude that was in North Korea that basically, if you listen to what Adam Curry said about his uncle and what he was doing in North Korea, and this was like 20 years ago, he's the one that's been greasing the way for Trump to come in and fucking polish Kim Jong-un off while Kim Jong-un was getting blowjobs in the Swiss high school that he was getting educated in. But anyway, so two birds, one stone, one song.
We watched anything on the TV on vacation was Stephanie Ruhle, and she is this really. I
have to look at her. I'm gonna have to go look her up on the.
Yes, are you?
Because I don't. Bing it. Her face doesn't come to mind. I don't think I've ever seen her.
Yeah, bing
it. Before the MO went round the Truther Industrial Complex to demonise Google. Remember I showed you Google's AI fucking doing the classifying the Republican Party as Nazism. For some time now, I would say at least a couple of months, but since the MOs went out, Adam Curry stopped saying Google it or Book of Knowledge it. He's been saying Bing it. He's been propagating Bing. And at the same time, he switched from Apple to Microsoft products. Or so he said.
Bing it. Yeah, Bing it. RUHL. Stephanie Ruhle. And she's just so annoying. Everything that comes out of her mouth.
Hope this is the right time.
And there was a jobs report that came out that, although you and I always say, yeah, great, unemployment 3.8% because, I guess another 0.2% became bums and are no longer counted. Let's see the U6 numbers change. Let's see. I think that, did I hear you say on DH Unplugged that they had gotten somewhat better? The actual participation rate numbers?
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Did you find Stephanie?
Well, you're noticing this with the shadow stats numbers are actually improving.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at this woman's picture. I don't know that I've ever seen her, ever.
Well, you're not missing much.
Well, that may be true. She must be on some odd hour.
Yeah, she's on after Morning Joe.
Oh, so that's good. I wouldn't. No. I'm not going to start my day off looking at MSNBC.
Well, I do this. I do this. This is my beat.
It's my beat.
It's called
weight loss mechanism.
It's called a job. It's what I do. It's what I do for the show. So anyway, we have a jobs number, which I think the New York Times. We're out of words how good this report is. And okay, it sounds good. It sounds like double what we would expect. I think 150,000 is what you need to really to stay even, stay ahead of the game. So not even double, but it was a good report. And here is her response.
I completely understand why the economy is a win for the president. But to send this tweet out 1 hour before it becomes public, the lockup around this number couldn't be taken more seriously in Washington and Wall Street.
So the security around these numbers is incredible. Where Eamon just was in the lockup, I've been there before. I've been there with Eamon before. They take away your cell phone. They put you in a room. You're allowed to look at the numbers. You don't have any access to the internet. If I were to, before 8:30, text my wife and say the job numbers look good, I think I'm going to be home late, I would never work in financial journalism again. These numbers are so tightly guarded because it's not just the top line number. It's all of this detail about different industries that are tradable. And if you can get that information early, of course, then you can make a decision in financial markets.
Traditionally, the president gets that number the night before.
That's exactly
but we've
right.
never seen a president making a comment. I reached out to the SEC this morning saying, hey, boys and girls, you care about this, and they're declining to comment. This is quite a big deal. I mean, at 7:21, right after he put the tweet out, we didn't see any price action change, but we saw volume change. So to people at home going, oh, who cares? The president is excited about it. He wanted people to look ahead. I understand that sentiment. But the president is also taking action that could impact trading. Millions, possibly billions of dollars.
Now, of course.
Yeah, it didn't change any prices, as she noted.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish the sequence. I know what you want to say, probably. This was all over the news. Here's CNN's John King.
It's not. I get Larry Kudlow works for the president. Larry Kudlow worked for another president pre-Twitter, Ronald Reagan. Go back and look. He says it's routine. I dare you. Go back and look. Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama. Find a president of the United States talking about, tweeting about, communicating about the unemployment report before it came out. I dare you.
Okay. Dare accepted.
Two birds, one song.
Communicating about the unemployment report before it came out. I dare you.
I will accept that challenge, CNN. And
one accepted the challenge, one said, I'll accept your dare. And then both proceed to produce the exact same clip of Barack Obama while fucking Sweaty Dice is sitting there going, it'll only take me 2 minutes to prove you wrong. And Adam Curry sitting there going, aye, I've been away out the country for a fucking week living off your donations, and I've had time to actually search this out. I know this. I've got everything Barack Obama said, God knows how many years ago, just on my doorstep. Nah, they're part of the truth industrial complex. They get the MO. Oh, look what CNN's done. We've got a cracking way to get around CNN again. Hold on, I need to check this. That's okay. Anyway, so two singers. I won the song.
Okay, dare accepted. President Barack Obama.
126,000. Tomorrow, we're expecting another dismal jobs report on top of the 2.6 million jobs that we lost last year.
I'm sorry. That sounds like he just explained the jobs numbers in a press conference before the jobs numbers.
Yep. And I'm sorry, this sounds like you and Mark Dice have been blowing each other off behind the fucking bike sheds, or you're getting fucking orders from head office, like the mainstream media the clips that you two have both played about the mainstream media rhyming and repeating the same talking points almost verbatim, and then pointing at them going, they're not independent. So I'm pointing at Mark Dice, and they got an agenda show and going, yous fuckers are not independent. Anyway, let's see if Mark Dice produces.
I'll bet you it won't even take me another 2 seconds to prove you wrong.
We're going to get a jobs report at the end of this week, which probably will indicate we've lost at least another 500,000 jobs. Tomorrow, we're expecting another dismal jobs report on top of the 2.6 million jobs that we lost last year. Today, we learned that in the previous week, the number of new unemployment claims jumped to 626,000. Tomorrow, we're expecting another dismal jobs report.
On that point, are you expecting more bad numbers with the jobs report tomorrow?
I don't expect good news.
I dare you. Go back and look.
Well, it looks like you lose.
Same trick.
That's what it sounds like to me. In fact, he was very specific. Trump was non-specific. He just said, I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
and these guys aren't Trump apologists. Now listen to this very, very closely. Now, it's actually through listening to the No Agenda show that I can now hear this stuff, or stop it and analyse it. Now, what Adam Curry does here is goes on to openly admit, that him and John C. Dvorak are both propagating bull crap for the benefit of Trump. Think about he goes on to admit that they're propagating bull crap for Trump. This is a beauty.
We know, obviously, it was telegraphing. Let's not bullshit about that.
Well, I mean,
let's not bullshit about that. It's telegraphing it. Come on, man. We can't bullshit that much. Let's not bullshit about that. Now, see if this happened on mainstream media or CNN, these guys would be all over it and disseminating it the exact same way I'm doing right now.
It's true. I think you can say that, but it wasn't technically as
Trump
bad as what Obama did.
Trump wasn't as bad as Obama. I punched you in the face, but I didn't punch you as hard as that last guy, did I? So go and get that last guy. Forget about me. He punched you harder. Well, you both punched me in the face for fuck all, you idiots. Aye, but I punched you later. That's their defence. Anyway, so there's Mark Dice, no agenda, on talking point, and they've clearly got an agenda. This is quite funny as
well. We've discovered in our research today here at the UK column, where I'm coming to you from, I'm at your offices for listeners that might want to know that, is that there's the Bilderberg Association.
The Bilderbergers. Here's Mark Anderson. You can't see that underneath that because it says American Free Press. In the UK columns office. Not in America. Not in his own office. He's independent. An American on the UK column who's here to save Britain. Well, there's an Irish guy and an American guy presenting it. Oh no, I'm lying. That was yesterday. I think they've got wee Ginger Garish. Sorry, it was yesterday. They had the monotone ranger on. But again, do you notice there's this eerily look from all these alternative media, alt-shite, alt-right morons? They've got a touch of the Mr. Toads about them. This dude and Ian Crane both share the same toad mother. Fact. And funnily enough, as if by magic, look, because it's facial recognition, they've recommended, look, him and Mr. Toad and Mr. Him. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Mark Anderson of American Free Press coming to you from the UK Column studios. By the way, who aren't owned by the UK Column, they're owned by the British Constitution Group. Go and check out who the British Constitution Group is. Like we'll see Sheikh Tommy on the UK Column. Mark Anderson's turned into Tommy Robinson. Cheers, Big Marty. Thanks for that, buddy. Mein Lamp, the official. That's going to be Tommy's new book. Thank you, Mr. Brown, in the town for that one as well. Thanks, guys. So it's hilarious to see this guy's coming out the British Constitution Group. Well, they're telling you they're not party, they're not into politics. Although the British Constitution Group is a political charity, a non-party affiliated political charity, who, if you go and trace the roots of the British Constitution Group, they come from the British Constitution Association. Now, the beauty about this and how it all ties in with everything I've been saying tonight, earlier on I was talking about Arthur Balfour and the Scottish guy that was responsible for the Balfour Declaration. If you go and actually study who he was and what he was about and reports of his character, he was a fucking Jew-hating fucking Scot. And funnily enough, if you go and look at the British Constitution Association, which was the very early 20th century, if my memory serves me correct, was all Lord Farquhar and Lord this and Lord that, who were fighting for the British Empire land owners' rights as the British Empire was contracting, as colonialism was coming to an end. It all fits in perfectly. In my not anyway, I don't know if I'm explaining this picture well enough to you. Lord Balfour, reportedly genuine anti-Semite, who fucking set up the Balfour Declaration to ship the Jews all off to Jerusalem, while what I believe still controlling them by their fucking Ashkenazi Jew leader. But anyway, then you've got the British and this leads right up to these people standing right in front of you. The British Constitution Group comes from the British Constitution Association. one of Lord Balfour's descendants, or oh God, was it Lord Balfour himself, or was it his brother or uncle? There was a member of the Balfour family that was involved in the setting up of the British Constitution Association, which led to the British Constitution Group, which led to the UK calling "We're independent," although we're actually coming out the offices of a non-party affiliated political charity. They talk about NGOs. They're constantly talking about NGOs. Do you know what they're classed as? Do you know what political charities are classed as? Do you know what common purpose is classed as? Political charities. NGOs. They are what they point at and call bad. And they're doing the exact same shit. They're in the fucking country trying to change the politics, and motivate the people to go vote for the left nipple or the right nipple. What politic do you want? Do you want the left titty or do you want the right titty? I think the right titty looks extra special juicy tonight. I'm going to go for the right titty tonight. I'm going to suck that right titty all dry. And then I'm going to go after the left titty, because the left titty will still have lots in it. Anyway, I think there's an analogy in there somewhere. But it always cracks me up, the lack of independence of these motherfuckers. Trace the money, trace who they are, look who they are, look what they're operating under, look who owns the premises they come from, and you'll get a better picture of what we're dealing with here, rather than, they're saving us from the Muslims. They're saving Britain, you know. Don't you know they're saving Britain? Right, I'm going to play a wee bit of this.
He calls him
for a laugh. And then I'm going to go into Tommy Robinson, because I do need to go for a quick piss as well. I need to go for a quick toilet break. But this is better than Jack and Nori. I was an MI spy inside Al Qaeda. Anyway, back in a tit.
Himself Eamon Dean. For 8 years he worked for MI6 as a double agent, mostly inside Al Qaeda. And now one of the West's most important spies has broken cover to tell his story.
If you spend 8 years undercover, at some point basically you will start to feel the effects, especially if you suppress that spy inside you basically, and you suppress your emotions and your real feelings all the time, and you pretend to be someone who you aren't.
In 1996, Eamon Dean underwent Al Qaeda training in Afghanistan. The teenager from Bahrain had already fought as a jihadi in Bosnia. Now he swore an oath of allegiance to Osama bin Laden, believing he was defending Muslims from Christian crusades. And even now there's a hint of admiration for what was then the world's most wanted terrorist, responsible for killing thousands.
Did he impress you? You write that he was tall, he was softly spoken.
Absolutely.
Does it get good yet?
Someone who could have had a luxury life in Saudi Arabia, someone basically who could have had an easy life, and yet he gave all that up in order to serve a cause bigger than him, even if that cause was mistaken and deluded, but nonetheless he served that cause faithfully to the end.
It's a cracker, innit? It'll keep you rolling with laughter straight into your bed. But anyway, let's touch on tonight's main topic, and that is Tommy Robinson. Now, as is indicated in the title, hashtag free Tommy, Tommy Robinson, FreeDUMB or FreeDUMB. And if you look at the average supporter of Tommy Robinson, and this isn't just to, I'm not dehumanising anybody. Humans are of varying abilities in all forms, and IQ is only one measurement. But it's the ability, and there's some very really intelligent people that have been swayed by some of the clever tactics of Tommy Robinson. I mean, he's not a one-trick pony. It's not just the football fans. It's not just the football fans that he attracts. Somehow, some way, he's managed to attract like the libertarians and all sort of forms, all different forms of the rainbow. Hello, Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
All good, my man.
Are you live?
Yep, live just now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's fucking. You're behind, so I don't even know.
Oh,
Confusing.
oh, yeah. Well, so I was just going to explain there, buddy. What I'll be doing is just like questions and answers. So if there's any points or topics or questions you want to ask or put forward, pros or cons about Tommy Robinson, FreeDUMB or FreeDUMB, and then I'll get back to concentrating and getting through the clips and stuff, and then I'll open the Hangout up towards the end.
Yeah.
So
what was you want me to give some like thought into it?
Aye, is there anything you wanted to touch on, or?
Well, I mean, in the end of the day, they are trying to oppress him, you know, because I know what he did. He broke the law. He broke the law twice in the eyes of them. So the system is corrupting itself, right? That's how I can see it. The system is corrupting itself. So in the end of the day, we're all fucked. And then we get people like Tommy fucking Robinson who come out and get the general public to just fucking follow what he says. And then it's just all fuck up. Just a mess, you know?
I don't even think... I think Tommy's a pawn as well, to a certain extent. Like,
it's for what? What's his agenda?
Well, for me, it's clearly like fitting. For me, it's clearly the Zionist agenda.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing you can think that we can really think of logically to go. Why would he just fucking not? Why would he pinpoint Islam? Right? I understand that. Okay, but
mate, there's more things that add weight to that argument. If you take Tommy Robinson on his own, what's happening here in the UK now, by the sounds of things, you're in the UK, right? So you may or may not think there's weight to the argument, what he's saying and the slant he's putting on it and stuff, right? So we've got at least a wee bit of knowledge about what he's talking about because we're living in the area that he's talking about. But look what's happening in America. Look what's happening in fucking Sweden, Germany, Austria, Hungary, the whole shebang. France, Netherlands, Spain, the whole shebang. This isn't isolated pockets of problems that have all of a sudden popped up all over the world at the same fucking time. It isn't. I don't know. I'm too skeptical to think that all these similar problems have popped up all over the world, according to the alternative media, all at the same time. So I'm seeing a coordinated thing here. I'm seeing it being coordinated. Then I'm looking at, right, who's on board with Tommy Robinson? Well, it's like Russia today. Right, like I'm talking in general terms here. Now, who's in bed with Putin right now? That would be Erdogan of Turkey. Who turned on the tidal? Well, who was a major player in turning on the tap of all these brown people flooding into Europe right now?
Turkey.
Turkey. Right, so there's a now. I believe they done that to put the West under pressure. The West is trying to fight a war with Russia, so they need all the resources going to war. If they have barrowloads of fucking starving brown people turn up on their shores, they're going to have to divert some money that they were putting towards fighting Russia now to fucking saving the brown people. Then you've got other people. Then you've put on top it. So that's Russia's agenda.
Yeah, but
it's not just
okay. So where did the Jews come out from this though?
Well, like, that's Russia's agenda. It's not just one person that's got an agenda and flooding Europe and the UK and propagating the problems and then pointing at it and offering the solution. You've got Israel, who are right in the moment and opening up an embassy. They understood there was going to be pushback, and they needed some sort of a duck cover distraction, or more like, I don't know, some lube to make the fucking thing slide a wee bit easier. And that lube to make that thing slide a wee bit easier is all these crazy jihadists that we've got running about fucking doing crazy shit. Now, I believe these crazy jihadis are fucking real. I don't think they're fucking on the ground. These foot soldiers are genuine. But the people that are filling their heads with the shite to go and carry out these things don't give a fuck about religion. They're morons that are filling people's heads full of shite for their masters. Just like Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson is mobilising. He's mobilised people in this country to turn pig shit for
I was watching that. I was just like, what the fuck? You know? It's like, he's serious, guys. Fucking hell. Cheering on Tommy Robinson.
Well, what I'm going to do, Alex, if you want to hang around for the hangout later, mate, put yourself on mute and stay in the hangout. I'll go around these clips, mate, and I'll come back to the hangout later.
Quick point. So,
yeah, no worries.
Erdogan. So I watched, but like on live leak or whatever. Not live leak, Periscope. I watched this fucking bullshit when they said that it was there was a coup in Turkey, right? He said coup in Turkey, and so to gain more power, he basically got like fucking 100 or a few hundred soldiers, just put them in this place, and then basically his whole country erupted for him. Like all his people, like the propaganda in Turkey must be insane that they can't see that. Like if they see like 500 soldiers and they're like, oh, there must be a coup. Like I understand if we've seen that in the UK, that must be crazy, but see that there and then to shout Allah Akbar and Erdogan, and then now like whatever his fucking name is, and now he's still there, you know, he's still fucking bossing that fucking place, fucking that up for us. But anyway, I'll put my mic on mute. I'll let you go.
No worries, Alex. I'll finish off these clips and then we'll batter into a hangout. And there you go. It works, folks. The link below for my Skype and the hangout if you want to join to bring up any points or whatnot. And it's always good when somebody comes in and they're not just a Tommy Robinson fan wanting to slag me off. So cheers, Alex. I'll get to you in a wee sec, my man. Right, these are just a few bits and bobs that I wanted to touch on. And again, this unfortunately, and I've been monitoring a lot. There's a lot of websites out there that aggregate a lot of the bullshit that your average Tommy Robinson fans out there doing. And I'm saying your average one because you do get ones that vary from your average one, but it's the mass. It's the masses that's that they're bringing people onto the street. So this was a court reporter who reported on a defendant's name and address, which is common practice in all cases. This lassie probably had no idea who Tommy Robinson was and stuff. She was just an ATB journalist doing her job. And because she'd done her job and got reporting restrictions lifted on his address and reported on it, Tommy Robinson fans were threatening her to rape her and stuff. But hey, it's the crazy jihadis that you need to watch out for. The white nut bars are okay. It's the brown nut bars that are really bad for you. As predictable, the answer is no, and there's lots of these videos now doing the rounds, particularly on Facebook, where it will show you what appears to be just fucking gang violence of like brown people. And then hello Douglas. Douggies. How you doing, mate?
What's crack?
How you doing, buddy? I'm going to go around and do these clips and stuff. I don't know if is it the hangout you're wanting to join, or was there a point you want to bring up?
I'm just joining the hangout.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll stick you on mute just now, and then when I'm finished these clips and stuff, I'll get straight back to you, buddy. Thank you very much, my man. Alright. We've been muted each other at the same time. Now, cheers, my man. Right, I'll get through these clips. There's a lot of these videos doing the rounds right now which appear to show you gang fights, and they'll just stick a and it's an easy tactic to do. It gets done all the time out there in the propaganda circles in different varying ways, but now the Tommy Robinson morons are out there using the same tactic, while at the same time pointing to the BBC and going, "They're propaganda!" Now, this isn't the same clip that's been proven to be false. This is another clip Tommy Robinson's shown. Now, this to me just looks like a gang fight, right? But it happens to be a bunch of big gang of brown people. But as you can see, it's Tommy Robinson's Facebook himself that's propagating this shite. So, just wanted to show you that his own Facebook is propagating propaganda. Same fucking thing. Now, there's not really much to be said here.
The piece by reporting on the trial of a group of Muslim men charged with the sexual grooming of English girls. In other words, his crime was free speech. Since Tommy is
No, wrong. I don't think that guy's stupid.
This? I mean, it sounds, and I know the pretext for this is that he was interfering with jurors, but he was speaking his views on a public street when he was arrested and convicted immediately and sentenced to over a year in prison. Am I
He wasn't speaking these views on a public street. He was on a public street reporting, broadcasting, when there was reporting restrictions. These people were playing word game semantics. And this fucking, look at this, you know what Katie Hopkins looks like? She looks like Wurzel Gummidge that's had a Gaza haircut.
Characterizing that?
You're not at all.
You're not Tucker Carlson?
That's exactly what happened. He was outside the court. He was...
It's not exactly what happened. He was outside the court on a public street, not just speaking his mind, reporting on something that had reporting restrictions on it.
Reporting on the trial of a grooming gang, as I would call it, a rape squad. It's a cause, as you rightly say.
That's got to be a sitcom. Who are you going to call? Rape Squad. The Rape Squad.
That he's believed in for so many years. And he's one of those people who's been calling this out relentlessly, despite all of the slurs that are made against him. And yet, within 5 hours, he was arrested, he was tried, and he was sent to prison for 13 months. And none of us were allowed to talk about it, write about it, mention it, because there was also a ban on any of the media speaking about it.
Well, that's the part I don't understand.
These are very dark times in the UK. It's a very curious feeling in this country at the moment. And I would say the country is on a knife edge. There is a real sense now.
The country's on a knife edge. Oh man, you should have seen the knife edge everybody was at Loch Lomond the other day. Oh, it was crazy, man. Everybody was just at knife edge. Cunts were just kicked back, enjoying themselves, having a beer, having a swim. There was no marauding Muslims. I think I might have seen some brown people up there. Like, a while ago, I would be sitting here listening to this and sort of like, oh, hi. Like, she would be telling me what it's like outside my front door. Anyway, I digress. I don't go out, people. Stay behind your computer and let her paint your pictures.
We are against our own government, that the establishment is working against us, and in order to cleanse voices it doesn't like, it will put them inside for as long as it needs to shut them up.
Nah, I think football fans in this country are in the minority, and people without the lack of IQ that can't understand why Tommy's in jail are in the minority as well.
That's horrifying. I don't know, I'll be honest, anything about Tommy Robinson, I don't care. I don't know what he believed. It doesn't matter. He was saying what he thinks in public.
Take that, Tucker. I don't know Tommy either. I'm not a colleague of his. I'm not... I don't...
You work on the rebel media. He worked on the rebel media. I would technically make his colleagues at some point. I'm sure you were working at the same time.
Don't work with him. Many people say he's an idiot, and in some ways I concur.
So what?
He's
an idiot. She concurs.
Been told not to report at these trials, and yet he's still there reporting.
Oh, so she does now mention the fact that not only is it he's not just been told, he was out on a suspended sentence. Now, look at Katie Hopkins. God, don't look at her too long. Make burn into your retinas. Wuzzle gummage with a blonde wig. But she was on The Apprentice, right? She knows her alphabet better than me. She knows her alphabet's better than me. And she understands what's happened to her. She just kind of admitted it by calling him stupid. But then goes on, this is the propagandistic term, not actually like going into detail.
He didn't go with his lawyer or solicitor. You know, he knew he was going to get into trouble. But then I say to myself, even if you don't...
But then I say to myself, remember you're getting a paycheck from Rebel Media and they don't want you to say that Tommy's stupid for being a backward retard that doesn't understand the law. Start saying some other shit so we can collect our check. Thank you, Katie Not in Hot Pants.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry.
My God, wait till you see this guy. This has got to be one of the lowest IQ individuals I've ever seen bounce up on InfoWars.
Smith with InfoWars.com. I'm here in London, England, outside the gates of Whitehall.
Whitehall! Hi, Whitehall!
Whitehall, at Downing Street, where the Prime Minister's house is.
The Prime Minister's house is in Downing Street.
And just here on Saturday, there were hundreds of protesters protesting the arrest of Tommy Robinson. Now, stay tuned. I'll tell you who Tommy Robinson was, why he...
Who he was? Does he know something we don't? The InfoWars have inside information that Tommy Robinson's already been killed in prison.
He was arrested and why people are protesting it. But first, I'll explain why you haven't heard about it. And the reason is very simple. It's because it's illegal to talk about it, at least for outlets in the under the jurisdiction
Here, fat kid, hamburger, focus.
of the United Kingdom, because the judge on Tommy's case put out a gag order, which itself is strangely Orwellian. It's redacted. You can't see the name of the courtroom, as well as you can't see the time when the gag order will be lifted. All it says is that you can't talk about it. So, Tommy Robinson was arrested, but we cannot talk about why, we can't talk about how, and we can't talk about his current...
Well, I don't know, call me crazy, but I would say what I'm watching sort of contradicts what you're saying here, Poindexter. I mean, you're actually literally contradicting yourself as you speak. And he doesn't even realise it. You know, I can't talk, and I'm not talking, and these words you're hearing are me not talking. You see, I'm unable to talk. It's so unfair. You know, this country is so draconian. It's fallen into tyranny. You just look, you can't talk. I can't talk. I can't say these things. And I'm not saying them because I can't say them, and if I did say them, then I wouldn't be saying them. Do you get me?
Condition. Well, okay, people in the UK can't. We can, because we're InfoWars, and we do whatever we want. So...
InfoWars just do what they want. Send over more reporters to the UK. Let's get at least fucking 6 info whores in jail for being backwards and retarded and not understanding the law. But... please, Alex Jones, send over as many of your fucking hillbilly fucking dumb fucks as you can. If you get any more token blacks or token women, have they all quit on you?
I honestly don't know what the stipulations of the gag order are, and I guess you could chalk that up to a sort of cultural misunderstanding. You know, when a lot of time...
I would chalk it up to the fact that you didn't read fucking... Google it, maybe?
Muslim people in
I mean, bing it, baby, bing it, baby. Never say Google again.
Europe.
But I don't have an agenda. Bing!
Use it as a defense. Well, culturally, they don't understand that it was wrong. Well, you know, culturally, I don't understand the idea of being refused the right to talk about something that happened in the UK. You'll see very limited stories about the protest here, but you won't see at all why or how or anything like that. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to give you the truth behind the matter. We're going to tell you the story unfiltered, uncontrolled. I would be going live here, but we're having a little bit of trouble with internet. Hopefully we'll have that up in the next couple of days, because I will be covering more protests, and I'll be getting more interviews with people who know the inside story, but are unable to get their story out because they are citizens of the United Kingdom and face jail time, just like Tommy is facing. So Tommy Robinson founded the EDL.
Lay off the fucking speed.
That's the English Defense League in 2009, although he left in 2013. He was arrested while live streaming on Friday outside Leeds Crown Court.
Correct. Oh, wow, he's doing good.
Where the second part of a three-part trial was going on for a Huddersfield, is the name of the town, grooming gang there. And there were 29 defendants on this trial, and that's so many defendants that they had to split it up into three parts. The first part already concluded, although we can't tell you whether they were found guilty or not, because again, this gag order exists through all three of these trials. The second trial was concluding on Friday with sentences being handed out. That's what Tommy was covering as he walked around the courthouse, showing these people as they approached the courthouse, asking them how they felt about the convictions or about the sentencing, just in the same way that
we didn't know
that any sort of paparazzi would do, and he was arrested for.
No, not the same way any paparazzi would do, because no paparazzi was doing it, because there was a press, not a gag order, a fucking reporting restrictions.
For breaching the peace and.
Not to protect the paedophiles, by the way. It's to protect the children. It's to protect the kids. It's to make sure no argument whatsoever can get in the way of securing a conviction to put them away. Let's not forget that. Anyway, that's enough of this bumbling idiot. He could honestly just bumbles on.
He stood up for the helpless and was fighting for our rights. Up for Tommy and he failed.
Right. In time immemorial, the power of song to glorify certain individuals, events, so on and so forth is well known. And God, going back a long way till pretty much the invention of song, I'd imagine. But now we're seeing the same thing happening with Tommy Robinson. And on that note, let me go into what I wanted to show you. Right.
Well, London is the safest global city in the world, and one of the safest cities in the world.
Shit,
and one of
is
the
it?
reasons I can say that London is the safest global city in the world and one of the safest.
I mean, that's just crazy ass shit. Living next door to Ali. I mean, it will make you chuckle and stuff, but I mean, it's a bit fucking out and out. Fucking living next door to a Jew. Who the fuck are Jews? You know what I mean? It's a wee bit fucking Zeke Hallish, man. But, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me. But in this parody song of Siddiq Khan, they don't like him not because he's politics, but because he's a Muslim. We shouldn't have Muslim mayors, you know, because he's controlled by Muzzyland, and that's bad, you know. What am I looking for here? All my comments. I need to make it a bit bigger so I can read it. Is him staying or not down to the people of London? What has the London mayor got to do with you? I think the mayor of Neverland should quit. Oh wait, I don't stay there, nothing to do with me. Right. I actually thought that was quite funny, man. I mean, it was kind of comical. It was like approaching it from like a sense of humour way. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where he stays. It's a few clicks north of London anyway. And he's bitching and moaning about another city's mayor. Come on, pal, I thought you were all about looking after your own. Dealing with your own shit. Sticking to your own. England. Sorry for having the wrong type of fun. But mate, there's fun, and then there's propagating fucking songs that are used as propaganda that you'll fucking you will find getting sung on channels like the EDL and shit. Please still be up here. It's going to prove me to be a liar. Go away. They did have one of his songs up here at some point. That wouldn't be a year ago. Like, this is the EDL, right? And like, can you see it's just the same shit? All the same stuff. Oh god, I can't. It's proven me to be a liar. I don't know, maybe Bostock asked him to take it down and stuff, I don't know. But I reported on it at the time, so it is documented. Hey man, nothing wrong with any type of fun, just the double standards stick right out to me, just like the day of freedom. Just saying, man, I do think you do a great job, man, producing the vids and music. Man, must have been stoned. Hey man, you definitely got a gift, buddy. And I'm just pointing out the double standards and all that. Stick to your own, make your own decisions. And he's telling people of London to get rid of Sadiq Khan.
Oh, you might trip over a corpse. We all want you to quit, Sadiq Khan.
We all want you to quit, and you're not a citizen of London. Quite funny. But anyway, this one just blew me away. Need to watch for the copy fucking right before I get struck down playing this load of shite. But you can imagine what it's like to stay to ballsack.
No, and I looked outside.
And I seen Daniel in wearing his t-shirt White Pride. Daniel! Who the fuck is Daniel? Woo! Anyway, that
chicken and that goat.
I do think it's funny. I think it's out and out fucking proper fucking borderline fucking racist, man. It's like living next door to a Packy. Packy! Fucking hit the Packies! That's basically what he's saying. She's a wee bit touch cloth even for me, and especially in these climates. But anyway, he's free to fucking do what he wants. Tommy Robinson's parrot piece, but that's all good in the hood. Free Tommy Robinson promo. Woo!
Honest and strong men like Tommy Robinson are silenced. A throw.
It's V. This is the Screech guy, or Zed from Police Academy.
In jail to be murdered by inmates. That is the true character of the EU. President.
Remember, I think you've had every brand of moron in that chamber sitting up and sucking spouting their shite. See, because they're there doesn't make what they're saying any more valid. Anyway, it's just everybody. See, these politicians are all liars. They're all liars. Look, a politician's saying something I'll agree with. And they fucking start blowing them off. Alright, we'll get to who he is in a wee second.
On today's Wide Shut webcast, we explore exactly why Tommy Robinson was jailed for contempt of court.
Well, because he broke the contempt of court law and went to jail. But anyway, not enough time to waste on that. So, Tommy Robinson fans threatening to rape journalists for reporting the stuff that Tommy Robinson's reporting on. Just, no, I don't report on this bad guy doing bad. Report on that bad guy, he's brown.
And strong men like Tommy Robinson are silenced. Are thrown in jail.
My God, this guy's actually got enough pull to get the fucking right-wing fucking Nazi morons of the European Union to shout about him. Now, this is Patriotic Populist. Party for Freedom. And what you'll find is this is Geert Wilders' butt boy. Again, and I just say that as if it should mean something to you, but hopefully it will if you're aware of what Geert Wilders, his party, what they've been doing, what they stand for, where they come from, then you start seeing the pattern here, or at least I do. And then you get this guy V propagating, oh, look at this guy in the European Union, oh, this video is so powerful, I just have to put it on my channel. Well, is it not good enough for you? Just share it, V. You know, just share it. Well, 17,000 views. Why do that? Eh? I don't. Let's say, out of curiosity. Aye. So, there's the monetary incentive to parrot pretty much straight from the horse's mouth. Politicians' propaganda by people on the internet pretending to be independent journalists. All he's doing is putting that shit in your head. And thank you, that guy's like that. Wow, brilliant. Thank you, V. See those 17,500 people that I've now reached, I'm talking as this guy, through your video. I could never have got near them. Never. The people that watch your fucking voice would never go near this fucking Wilders cocksucking bastard. Anyway, so Party for Freedom or Party for FreeDUMB. It's a fine line. So the hangout is open. I'll wrap up a few bits of bullcrap and then I'll be getting out of here. But the link for the hangout is down below. It does appear to be working. If you're having any problems, if you're having any problems getting in, hit me up on the Skypes and I'll try and get you in that way if I can. I know some people have problems joining the hangout. You're best from a PC. I think that's the only advice I've got for you if you do want to join. So thanks for joining, everybody. If you did enjoy that or even appreciate it, make sure you thumbs it up, share it with your friends, family, foes. There's a Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. If you get any value and appreciate the stuff I do, consider using the Patreon and PayPal buttons. And mega thanks to everybody that does, even if it's just a few quid and stuff, it all counts. Thank you so much. It's digital busking. Everything's available and accessible free of charge. If you get any value from it, spare change, not your life savings, consider using the Patreon and PayPal buttons. In the evening, everybody, I'll say hi to everybody in the chat, then bounce into the hangout and continue rolling that until the end. Helipad, Flying Irish, Blazing, Charlotte, Anon Mouse, Cheech, how yous all doing, guys and girls? Thanks for joining. Carl, a dinny in the evening, Blazing, Cheech, Mr. Brown in the town, how yous all doing this evening? There's Chinny18, nice to see you in, buddy. Thanks for joining. Apple Charlotte, Vadum, Tom, how you doing, my man? Lopsum, how you doing? Blazing Stars, One Man Riot, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining. Blazing, Flying Irish, Elusive Exposure for Truth, that's Big Marty, thanks for joining. The artist formerly known as Tony, how you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Helipad, Big Marty, Cardini, Cheech. Hopefully I'm managing to say hi to you all. If I miss you out, Illuminati confirmed. Anon Mouse in the house as well, Cardini, Helipad. So hopefully I've managed to say hi to you all. The link is below for the hangout. There's a few folk in there. There's Finso as well. I'll say hi to the guys in the hangout and see if they want to see anything live. So there's the hangout link there. You'll also find it down below the clip. Click on more. You'll also get my Skype details. If you search for Craig.Houston1981 on Skype, you'll get my wee avatar bounce up. Click on that. You'll be able to get a hold of me on the Skypes. It's the 2 protocols if you want to join. I noticed Finn, so you're in the town, mate. How you doing this evening, buddy? Oh, hold on. He must be away. Oh.
Oh yeah. Hi, Captain.
How you doing, mate? How you keeping?
All right, mate, not too bad. I was just having a bit of trouble getting on the Hangouts app, as you said, but I've managed to get on the browser on my phone.
I mean, I
Anyone
really,
else has got any trouble?
I really don't know how it all works now. I just know people have problems getting on with their phone and stuff. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, well, when you click the link on the bottom, it takes you to the browser, but obviously with the mobile browser, it'll only take you to the Google Hangouts on Play Store. But if you change it to a normal web browser on your phone, so you request for, I don't know, browser, main browser, and it'll come up then like you are on a laptop, you know.
Nice one, mate. Thanks a lot. That'll help. So, Finso, we'll wrap this up live and then have a hangout off air, my man. So, but anything you want to say on air before we fire off, bud, at all?
We all know by now, especially in these type of circles, Tommy Robinson definitely controlled the opposition. Definitely working for a specific side. His team were all around him. You know, he's getting paid for it. There's a team behind him who's getting paid for it. They're rallying up all these people who are gullible because they throw in the right headlines at them and everything like that. I've noticed it on Facebook a lot. I don't go on there scrolling through. I just see the top posts and I look. There's a lot of things happening in Swansea. There's been a lot of boys gone up to London last weekend, and now they're bringing it back now. You know, the EDL, you've got the Welsh Defence League. There isn't a lot of it in Swansea, but the small groups will bring in the outsider groups. So I'm looking forward to that because it'll be on my doorstep, and it might be, I don't know, possibility of going down there and maybe slamming a camera in their face once or twice just to see if they like the free speech, you know.
Oh, mate, but you know yourself, these people, like, mate, you probably know a lot of these people yourself kicking about, man. It's just your average sort of a football fan that can get mobilised through their football teams, man.
It is that, isn't it? You know, the best thing was they were all down there, you know, Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. You know, they are football chants at the end of the day, you know. And if you can't see that, then you're the problem as well, you know.
Well, I don't know if it's so much a problem, mate. It's like more ignorance, because you speak to these people and they really believe what they're saying, but all they're doing is rhyming and repeating all these talking points that they've been fed to them by Tommy Robinson and the ilk. So, and it gets to a stage where there's no reasoning to them. They've been hyped up to such an extent that if you disagree with anything that they're saying, you're a Muslim-loving, paedophile-supporting protector or some shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Or even worse, Antifa.
That's the other side again. You know, I've been offered to join those groups. I'm sure you have yourself, Kip. Again, it's just another side. You know, shouldn't be really picking sides on certain teams and left wing, right wing. I mean, it's all the same bird as an analogy I've heard before. You know, it's all the same sort of system. I mean, it is all about looking after yourself and number one, and then before, you know, if you can't look after number one, you can't look after anyone else, if you ask me. And these people are too, I don't know, they can't look after themselves, so they got to look for other people to tell them how to live their life, how to look after themselves, what to believe, what to think, what to eat, what, you know, what to thought. It's really mind-numbing sometimes. I think you try to have a proper conversation with somebody, all they want to talk about is Walking Dead or the football, you know, and what was in the news that day. And you try to talk about things that are not in the news, that aren't, and you're a conspiracy theorist, or you know, you think they think aliens are coming. You know, they label you with a certain brush. But when you try to say that you are getting your advice of people who are being paid to give you that advice for a specific reason, but they still think, why would we be lied to? Why would they lie to us? Because they want the power, they want the control, you know.
See, I'm seeing, like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people around the UK are angry for one reason or the other, man. And I'm even seeing this in like my mum and my aunties and uncles. Like, the news is driving them insane. If it's not the news, it's the soaps. If it's not that, it's another. And everybody is getting hyped up, and this energy is getting directed elsewhere for other people's agendas. And like yourself, mate, I think it's more productive to put that energy into furthering your own cause rather than somebody else's, and don't get caught up in other people's drama. It's like, I think it's genuinely time better spent. And I remember, like you say, like a lot of these groups, the left and the right and stuff, and I don't know. There was definitely, I was definitely in touch with a few anti-fascist boys and whatnot, and they quit. Well, I don't know. They stopped touching base with me when they were trying to get me to go to camps and all that, and I'm like, what do you do here and all that? Sex, drugs and rock and roll? Nah, we practice how to bash the FE.A.R. I'm like, oh, fuck that, mate. I'm scratching my balls that day, sorry. Thanks for the offer, but I'm out. And it's like, it was just that mentality where they thought that they could, like, to beat the fascists, you had to go and fight them. And it's just something that I was not into, and but it was nice to be offered. Right, Vince will hang around for the after party, my man, and I'll go and speak to Mr. Brown in the town. How you doing this evening, buddy?
Bonjour.
How you doing, mate? How was your band practice? All good?
Yeah, it was nice.
Nice one, mate. Glad you had a bit of fun and stuff.
Yeah, it was good. It's not the only time I enjoy playing guitar nowadays, you know.
In a band, in a collective kind of thing?
Yeah, I've done it by myself for 20 years. You get bored of it.
You just play music to yourself after a while. You want to get
into the four walls and it's just boring.
So, before we'll keep the hangout open, mate, off air and stuff. I don't know if there's anything you want to bring up on the air before we fire off live at all. No worries. Right, hang around, Mr. Brown, and we will sort that out. And Doogies, how you doing, Doogies? I don't know if there's anything you want to say on air, mate, before. Right, no worries, mate. Just hang around for the after show, and I will say bye-bye to the folks in the chat room. Just going to hit a wee mute on you just now, Mr. Brown, for 2 ticks, my man. Right, thanks for joining, everybody. If you do want to join after... if you do want to join the hangout after we go off air, the link below will still be functional. Charlotte, Blazing, there's Dino in the house. How you doing, Dino? Stewie, Cardini. Just make sure that I haven't missed anybody out. So, thanks for joining tonight, everybody. Sorry for the no-show last week, but as I explained earlier on, all the links below. Thumbs it up, share it, help the show and the channel grow. I need to rely on you guys. Patreon and PayPal if you do get any value from the stuff I do. Tune in next week for another Not the InfoWars Nightly News, the original alternative look at the alternative media, skeptical about the skeptics, and watch the motherfucking Watchmen, because somebody's got to do it. And Monday to Friday at 1 in the afternoon you'll get the World InfoWar News. It's kind of comparing different newsies and trying to dissect them both. The double barrel bullshit. So thanks for joining tonight, everybody. I am out, and the link is below for everybody that wants to join the show. Catchies. Keeps clear.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the InfoWars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double-barrel bullcrap, the double-speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Keeps clip.